3, 2, 1. Good morning, afternoon, or evening. Welcome to IdiOtBlog 286. You're listening to J. Sin. You can find Jason at JSINN86. This track is Ginger's Pisces. He's doing a vocal co-singing duet. And this is an exercise in his skills and ability to sing, for sure. Not just an exercise for his skills, but an example of them. Wow, cool, dude. Nice. Boogers. There you go. Want a 5? You got a booger you can't get? Go this. Yeah, you'll get it. Pick a winner. Digging for gold. Oh, she's reaching for the very, very, very hot chips I have. There you go. You want one? Scary. It's hot. Hot. Hot on your tongue. It's wet. I cleaned the floor here. She's like, oh, my toes are all just like spreading her toes. Ew. Yucky, yeah. Toes got wet from I cleaned the floor, carpet cleaned in here. Oh my God. Going to bed, I just barely fell asleep. All of a sudden I'm woken up. I'm like, what? And my wife's like, what was that sound? Oh my God, did you hear that sound? I'm like, what sound? It wasn't nothing loud, right? No, but I think the cat just shit. And it smelled so bad. Actually, the cat had like pooped and then had like an shit explosion. She saw the dark poop and cleaned it up. And it just kept smelling for a while until it finally like, kind of like exhausted in the smells. So the cat must have eaten too much, or I don't know what, but that was gross. I put the covers over my head, folded them twice, and breathed through them, and put my hands like this and fell asleep like that. Or at least I tried to. I mean, we cleaned it up, but we missed some of it or something, and Or even if after we cleaned it up, it was just like lingering in the room all night. It was gross. Sorry if this is just a disgusting topic, but man, she brought it up by stepping in the carpet cleaning, and I'm just telling you why. Fucking cat.
What's up, yo?
Fucking cat.
Jason.
Jason, what's up?
Speed, take me back. I know a lot of us are getting older out there.
The end of the line, December contest.
Trying to raise them up right.
Yep, raise them up right.
The world ain't gonna stop spinning for us. Maybe we can make sure it keeps spinning for them now. Check it out.
Right. Oh
It's
yeah.
always one step forward, two steps back. That's why I'm always at the end of the line. I'm at the end of the line.
You hide 'em in there?
Push life, push back, but I still
I have this
say it's gonna be
box
alright. You know
that you can
why?
sometimes kind of see, and it's got a lid that lifts. It's like an ottoman box. You can sit on it and stuff, and it's just full of guitar cables and speaker cables and mic cables and power cables and just all kinds of power daisy chains, you name it. Kitty, you walking around in here?
Man, in this prime stress seems to be what makes me fight the best. I can't slack when I feel the rope of time tight against my neck. Used to think puffing out my chest was how you find respect, until it became my father to realize how to lead it shine. It's always one
Say
step
hi, Kitty.
forward, two steps back. That's why I'm always at the end of the line.
Say hello.
I'm at the end of the line, and every time I push life,
That's my
push
kitty
back,
Banjo.
but I still say it's gonna be alright. You know why?
Yep.
It's always one step forward, two steps back. That's why I'm always at the end of the line. I'm at the end of the line.
Pretty good cat. Tolerates quite a lot. Cannot believe my daughter's munching on these Flamin' Hots. Threw that one after eating half of it, but I can't believe she even ate half a Flamin' Hot. And she's reaching around looking for more Flamin' Hot. Good? Want a hug? Oh, how was it? Was it hot? Hot. Was it yummy? Say yummy.
That's why I'm always at the end of the line. I'm at the end of the line, and every time I push, life push back, but I still say it's gonna be alright. You know why? It's always one step forward, two steps back. That's why I'm always at the end of the line. I'm at the end of the line, and every
the
time
end
I
of the
push,
line,
life push
at the
back,
end of
but I
the
still
line.
say it's gonna be alright.
It's
You know
gonna be
why?
alright.
One step forward, two steps back. Always at the end of the line. I'm at the end of the line. Every time I push, life push back, but I still say it's gonna be alright. You know why?
No, please don't play with it.
Why?
You want to, Daddy?
Ball.
Ball? Where is it?
How is it?
Oh, what do you want, a guitar pick? Or this? Fidget spinner? Whoa! Whoa! There you go. Oh yeah, this is cool. This is In the End by Jason.
Every part of my brain is dark and deranged. It's hard to explain that a heart made these scars on my veins. My target is fame, but they see me barge and I can't part with the flames. Tipsy with the bourbon, Jim Beam by the fifth keeps my burdens at a distance. Painkillers in my pocket, shotgun close.
Note on this song.
Nerve to burn my existence, but I am a man of a word, meaning I can't.
Jason says, so I'm not the kind of guy that shares his feelings often, but when I put them in my music, it's special. I hear that, sir. I am an emotional being, and I do share my feelings a lot. But my feelings are always changing and swinging. I'm kind of an emotional person, actually. And so the way I decidedly put down what's truth and what's really my reality and my true feelings is the stuff I put in my music. And I try to be ambiguous about it because my feelings change constantly. And I've heard some really cool quotes about that. like the 10 or 20 songs that I wrote long ago don't sound good to me now anymore. Lyric by Crash Test Dummies, and I've heard it before from a lot of other artists and lyricists that yes, the music they made 20, 30, 40, even sometimes only 10 years ago does not appeal to them or resonate with them anymore, yet they still play it because of the fan base's attraction and original desire or original love for that song, you know? That's it. It's the last one. You only get 2 per day. Only one. You just use one. Where's the white one? Did you drop it? I found the one you dropped yesterday or the day before. I found it. You just like hanging around with Dad, eat some lunch today? So today we are going to have a couple of topics. Oh, come on now. There you go. We are going to have a couple topics. So let me reach back here and prepare such materials. Hey, careful with my drawer. All right. So we'll do 3 tracks by Jason today. We'll move on to another artist. I don't know how many artists we'll get to do today, but this track is by Wellborg. We'll play a few tracks by this artist. I'm going to move the blog all around in different directions. I'll bear with artists here. It's developing here on the app, which is quite a cool thing to see. Brighten the light up in here a little bit. Oh yeah. Bring the light up. There we go. Yeah, so that was 19 My 30M. This is Baby It's Over, inspired by Cricket or Ladybug, who is at Baroque_unicorn. Eleven herbs and spices blend. It's been a while since we've done any fun, crazy things like I brought the robot out for a single interview, and I never brought him back. I have considered bringing the robot back, reprising the robot. He hangs out in my room with me. He's just here above the camera, and you cannot see him. I'm not going to highly manipulate the camera so you can just see it just hanging there. But yeah, he's made of a shoebox covered in foil tape, and a piece of styrofoam covered in foil tape, with some screws into it and 2 googly eyes. And it's kind of like a robotic hippopotamus, if you will. This track, yeah, it's Baby It's Over. And I think he's adding to it. I think he's adding things to this track. You know, I didn't open it up to try and investigate exactly what's going on in the track. Cool track though, it's real laid back. Cool vibe. Yeah, it's a cool track. Got some good smoke going. Whoa. Oh. Woo. It's not me doing the volume here. That's the track. Stylized like this. And it comes back right here. Like maybe that would be the spot where like, and I'm the beat comes back. So it could be a spot where like it could be a cappella-esque. It's like a breakdown spot. That's all that was. It felt like, what happened? Did the song die? No. It did not. Oh yeah. Hope you guys are enjoying the blog today. Laid back blog. As always. We were talking about noises and issues previously. Issues you can have where you get noise in your recordings, and ways to get around that. Little tricks. Also, just issues with sounds and how to kind of correct. Yeah. What, did it turn off? Your show? You want a new show? Can you be nice and say please? Say please. Okay, we're being nice. Can you get a new show? No. What do you want? I'll be right back, guys. Well, shit, guys. That took me a bit. Kids moved on from 19 My 29N to 19 My 29T2. I'm not making that shit up. That's the name of the track. Yes, like I said, the user is Wellborg out of Rio Grande, Brazil, I believe. And you can find him at bandlab.com/NATAL01. Natal 01. Okay, if your music has too narrow of a spread, and when you're recording stereo, I'm going to get to some stereo recording talks here. You may want to angle them further apart or spread them even further apart than just 3-to-1. And if you're doing a mid-side recording, turn up the side output of the stereo microphone. Or if it's a pair, you know, you might want to just move it closer to the source. If the sound has too much spread and there's almost like a hole in the middle, like it's almost only here and it's nothing right here, hole in the middle, you get that a lot on guitars that are just spread and not in the center. That hole in the middle sound. And if you're doing it with a single guitar sound, it could be that you have one left sound and right sound spaced really wide and no kind of reverb to bring them together. It could take just a little touch of reverb on that kind of trick. If you're recording like an ensemble or like a choir or a room of musicians and the stereo spread is too wide, you may want to move the angle less or the space all the way down to that 3-to-1 ratio. You also might, if you're doing the mid-side style recording technique, then you may want to turn down the side output, turn it down for making it more narrow, and turning it up for making it more wide. And then if it's a spaced pair, like I was saying, then you would maybe you want to add a second pair of 2 in the middle, or almost have like 2 sets of microphones, one that's the outside and one that's for the center, and then you can kind of set the spread of that, have a very low spread to keep it kind of centered, and create a better depth of field that reaches into the center and doesn't leave that hole. If you have a lack of depth, you might want to do less mics. Like if after you add those 2 mics, now it has a lack of depth, you may want to just try doing just 1 mic in the center. Lack of depth happens when you start to have too many instruments or too much combating sounds that are similar sounds combating. It can come from phase, it can come from just the fighting instruments, tonally overcrowding. Yeah. So that's a little bit about some stereo issues. Recording in stereo is a lot harder and a lot more work, and you can have a lot more stuff that you regret what you did and go, oh man, like, oh man, and I wish I did this, I wish I did that, and that can that can be frustrating, but when you get a good stereo-based recording, you can get a very clean sound with less instruments and a very deep, wide sound with a lot less instruments. All right, this will be the last track by Wellboard. We're already hitting 26 minutes here on the blog. All right, some basic things to think about when getting sounds are, the way they are mixed. Okay, I'm going to pause right here before it starts playing too much this next song. I'm going to move on to the next artist, which is David Milam. And this track is called I Wish I Was Someone Else. And these are original songs on MIDI, or in MIDI format. He's been writing music and playing guitar and bass for over 30 years. He's a very serious artist. He says he has some disabilities. I stayed in the house for decades and wrote and played and recorded and mixed, etc. Pretty cool stuff here. It reminds me of a lot of the stuff that I would make when I was trapped up in my house as a young kid. I was trapped up in my house from bullying. That brought me into music. Friends that ditch you aren't real friends, Man, I've stayed friends with some of those people that treat me like that way past the amount of time I probably should have. Bringing on all kinds of BS. As you're listening to this, you're gonna know exactly why I love this music, because it's a lot like what I compose on my MIDIs. That was a short one. So you get ideas and you had to put it down. 21st century theme. I really haven't seen any on here that don't say that they that say that they aren't originals or something. It's pretty much all originals. Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't know what it is. I'm drawn in. I can't stop listening. I go over here to play. They go by so fast I don't even think I drop enough likes to represent my listening. Look, I haven't even liked all these yet. Shit, man. See? It's crazy. That was song 24. So I have a group all about this, about MIDI. So MIDI, what's cool about MIDI? You can combine the sounds of two instruments by playing them both with one keyboard. You can create the effect of an entire band playing. To do this, you record the performances of each instrument and edit and record them note by note if you wish. And then you can have the recording playback through synthesizers, in DAWs, VSTs, actual synthesizers, drum machines, and all that, and have them all be in sync and record that. You can automate the mix down. You can automate effects changes, and you can do all that stuff before you would go into a studio. So you have all those kinds of things already automated. And then they download, and then they go, you just replace and then you drag the automation down to the guitar parts, and you know, that kind of stuff. You can automate the playback of sound effects and music in video productions in the songs that you're playing live. You can use MIDI to have sound effects come out. You know, like helicopter and gun sounds, like in the song 1. That could have been all MIDI controlled. You know, for live settings. What kind of equipment is used in a MIDI setup? Synthesizers, samplers, drum machines, sequencers, power amplifiers and speakers, personal computers, MIDI computer interfaces, recording and recorder mixers, tape synchronizers, mixers, 2-track recorders, effects boxes, effects units, effects pedals, audio cables, MIDI cables, power outlet strips, equipment stands. All kinds of equipment go into having a full-on MIDI recording studio. Do you need all those things? No, you can get it down as basic as a phone and then go from there. But a keyboard would take you a long ways. That being said, I've made hundreds and hundreds of songs without a keyboard, all programmed note by note. What happens when you do MIDI is it forces you to exercise your skills of understanding music, and it forces you to deepen your understanding of the sounds and the way they relate to music and tempo and keys and shuffles, and it helps you really understand those things as you implement them into different songs in different ways. So what are those different things I named? What is a synthesizer? That's the keyboard or the instrument that creates the sound with oscillators. What is a multi-timbre synthesizer? That's something with 1 or 2 or more patches or instruments or timbres that you can change. What is a sound module? That is a synthesizer without a keyboard. That is just like the module that has all the sounds that you might be able to control with the keyboard. What is a sampler? That's a device that records audio samples for use in a sound module. Sometimes they're both. You could get real flute notes, real bass notes, drum hits, all kinds of stuff, and sample those and use those at the press of a button. You can even have different intensities that play at different recordings that play at different intensities and different volumes at which you hit the button. Drum machine is a device that plays built-in samples of all the sounds of a drum set and or percussive instrument, and then plays them back, the patterns that you either played yourself, recorded, or with built-in programmable keys. What is a sequencer? A sequencer is a device that records MIDI signal and information about the notes you play into some sort of computer memory. It could be inside of a DAW, the MIDI sequencer in a DAW, or it could be a sequencer just for recording MIDI. A power amplifier or speaker is just amplifiers for speakers. It's just a way to hear what you're playing. You can use headphones. Now, a lot of stuff is done on computers. Look how old this book is. But a lot of stuff is done on computers these days, and it's right here inside of BandLab. You can draw the MIDI, you can change velocities, you can change lengths of notes, you can change the instruments and their timbres and their sounds, and you can put effects on them and create all kinds of sounds right here in BandLab and or Cakewalk. So this will be the last track by this artist. I'm going to move on to Rusty Wilkins. Well, maybe I will. Let's see here if I can. Well, I guess it's not the last track. If I can find a Rusty Wilkins track, then we will yeah. Well, come on, I'm browsing down. I'm just browsing down. The last collection. Well, there we go. I wish the world would hurry up and end already. It's a track from one day ago. Lyrics by That Shit and Banjo Picker D. Vocals by Rusty Wilkins Inc. Beat created by That Shit. On my previous talks and topics, That Shit knows all about it. He's a MIDI and loop using music maker, modern man of music creation, and he knows all about MIDI. He's in my group called MIDI Roots that I previously was talking about. And MIDI Roots is just basically a place where people who use MIDIs can come together, and if they have questions about what's going on with their MIDIs, or help, or wanted to, you know, any kind of talk or sharing about MIDIs, it's just a place. It's a community for doing that. Okay, that's all it is.
It's all about the dollar bill and not about the lives you kill. Yeah, the love of money is evil. It's about the dollar, not about the lives you kill. They're doing away with all free will.
Yep.
Humanity will end itself for too smart for our own good. We've engineered the perfect weapon, go through life misunderstood. Humanity will end itself. We're too smart for our own good. We've engineered the perfect weapon, but go through life misunderstood. We've engineered the perfect weapon, but go through life misunderstood.
What? Crazy. As Rusty Kalahur so astutely put it, this is truly a gift to my ears. And it's got it. A message. Tell me what you want to hear. I'll tell you what you want to hear.
Deceitful, unreliable, untrue. I wish the world would hurry up and end, but not before this song is out.
I'm sorry to tell you, but all that we do is aimed at keeping this world going. Sadly, we do things that are like shooting ourselves in the foot. But overcome. All you gotta do is get back to working like we used to. Hard work, guys. Bring the whole thing back. Employ the world. Break down the machines when needed. Stop worrying about the buck, and the buck will come. Okay.
It's 5:30 in the morning, already feeling the rain. Just stop pouring.
How It Looks Like, featuring D. Jernigan. We love you, D. And we love you, Rusty. Listening to Rusty, time for me to roll it up and
dawn of a new way, time to face the night. I'm gonna make it through this day so I can sleep for one more night.
Oh, that's cool. Heck yeah, D. The collaboration again is that. Wait, let's see. Collaboration here. Yeah. It's a jam track. So it's a band lab track. And then startled me. And then Banjo D and Rusty. Tired? Oh. Woo! You want this? This? Screwdriver. Are you gonna fix this? Oh. What are you gonna do? Fix some stuff? She loves fixing. Don't you love fixing? Here you go. There you go. Just gonna fix the fake screwdriver with the real one. Love it. Okay. 5 days ago track called Kitchen Floor. Ugh. This is Rusty Wilkins, Banjo Picker D Jernigan again, and Broke Bugatti, and Jahimus Hung. Now, Jahimus Hug, let's see where. Joe Myas? Oh, man, I can't read. I gotta go to the user page to read this, because it'll be bigger. Joe Mays. Joe Mays. Man. That's at JOMAYES _ HHUG. John Mayes. Joe Mayes. Man. Can't freaking say names today. You'll know when you get to the right profile because you'll see Darth Vader in a hoodie with some headphones on. Oh yeah. I love that. I'm not gonna be able to tell you who's who on the track. Careful. Try to work on those. On these over here. Trying to look for something for her to fix and work on. Here. Work on this. Here. Fix it. Gave her a little piece of old broken electronics to work on, tinker with. Yeah. She likes it. I'm trying to melt my stress away. Now you in my face, telling me to leave today. Come on, why can't I just alleviate my aches and pains? Trying to live in my fantasy, but reality rears its ugly face. It's all fun and games until I look you face to face. Ain't it strange? Guess it's time to change my pace. Walking in my door, stumbling, might fall, crumbling. Kitchen drawers are fumbling, arguing and laughing. A great night till I come home. Didn't have to fight till I got to my abode. Man. Opposites, Pocahontas, John Smith, negatives and positives. This shit's been a trip. Damn. Man. Pretty cool. This will probably be the last Right here on this next one. Poppin' Peas. Necro. Featuring Rusty.
I'm not a person, I'm a personality.
Find the other user at NEKRONRG.
On the path of pathological paradox. Part of my past as an activist of action. Getting pissed a chance. Choose to move slow and I can pass in a dash. Please pardon this message Tuesday, but the princess is a bad Sunday's dress. Preacher must confess. I'm tired of bullshit. Praying on the praying, that's fucking misled. Jesus broke bread, but 500 fishermen were fed. Poverty is bread, politics and not what's in your head. Tell my mom I'll be there soon after getting the news. I got nothing to lose. 2 weeks we lost, give them something.
Hell yeah.
No stopping, piggity poppin', poppin' peas. No
Get down.
poppin', yes, poppin', piggity poppin' peas. Poppin' peas, please, oh no stopping, please. Piggity poppin', poppin', yeah, give me more peas.
Poppin' peas, poppin' peas, poppin' peas, yeah.
Poppin' peas, give me peas, please. High and sea, Pacific to be discussed.
Poppin' peas.
Play with the panther blades, pick and pull, powerful and lyrical. Couldn't swim in my jean pool, hammer time.
Hope you guys enjoyed today's blog offering. As always, I enjoyed doing it. I'll be here to chat with all you when it airs live.
No stopping, piggity poppin', poppin' peas. No poppin', yes, poppin', piggity poppin' peas. Poppin' peas, please, oh no stopping, please. Piggity poppin', poppin', yeah, give me more peas.
Give me more peas, more peas.
Hey everybody. That was awesome. Hell yeah. All right. We are music. See you guys later.